Hey! I rebuilt my home studio and I'm gonna take you on a tour. Cheers! And I'm going to answer the question why I think you should check your mixes in headphones, despite you having built your own studio and you have nice acoustic panels and you have some traps, you have nice speakers and you place them in the equilateral triangle and you've done all the things right. And while we're at it, I'm gonna talk briefly about my favorite pair of headphones at the moment. But more on that later. First, let's take a look at how my studio looked before. And now, let's take a look at my studio and let me take you on a brief tour on how it looks now and what I have done with it and some stuff that I use for mixing and mastering and making stuff. Wow. Welcome to my new studio, guys. Come here and check it out, yo. Here is my new mixing station. I have a nice rotatable LCD screen here. I can rotate this way if someone is sitting right there, or I can rotate this way over at this area, which I will show you in a bit. I can also tilt this up and down and such. I have another screen over here, which I usually have my mixer on. And if we sit here in the mixing station, we have some things I will show you in a bit. I have wireless keyboard here, synth, video switcher, so that I can watch myself on the screen when I record stuff here, like guitar playthroughs and stuff. I still have to find the best angle to record guitar stuff. And over here we have the PreSonus Faderport, my Audient 14, ID14 sound card, and my Yamaha MG82CX mixerboard, mixerboard in Swedish, is before the sound card. So everything goes through here first, and then I can EQ and do some DSP kind of stuff before the actual sound card, except for the line port that is on the front here. And below here I have some pedals, which I will show you. And here we have our piano, which is a F701 Roland. The idea is to sit on this chair, and when I want to record piano, I just rotate and play. And then I can use it as a little table if I want to write stuff, and it's cool, man. And here I have some drawers and stuff. I have some cables down here. So here we have some of the guitars that I own. This is a Sire, Larry Carlton, I think, signature, but jazzy sounding. And here we have a Strat from Sire as well. And then we have our lovely Kiesel, which you have seen in a lot of videos. And then we have our Telecaster here, Fender, original Fender. And we also have our overload guitars, Raijin 8. And then we have our Line 6, 27-inch 6-string guitar. It's a Variax Shuriken, it's called. You can tune the guitar on these knobs and change type of guitar. So you can have a Strat, you can have a Telecaster and a banjo if you want that as well. And down here, if you can see, I can hold this up for you. It's a Fender Jazz Bass. I have some wooden panels here, acoustic panels. We will do a clap test later on to see if it actually works. Here we have from the Swedish Bauhaus, maybe that's not Swedish, but it's from Bauhaus, and it's wood black. Here we have some acoustic panels as well. And we have this bass trap over here, which rotate this for a bit. BlueTone acoustics. You can find, I will leave links below. And we have a little camera here as well, which is my B cam, a Sony CV1. And I also have some nice vegetables. Very nice vegetables. Vegetables is good for your health. I have from the ceiling absorber, which I've angled a little bit, not too much, just to diffuse the sound a bit. Or not diffuse, but to change the reflection direction. And here on the table, we have this Core 49 key, and we have the RGB link. It's a video switcher so that I can watch when I record guitar playthroughs and stuff. I can see it on my screen and I can switch between angles if I should stream someday or so. Pro 1 here, it's a synthesizer, which I have for my drum kit as well. So I go MIDI in and then into my computer via USB, because my drum kit does not work with the USB in. I have to use MIDI and stuff. I have a Logitech MX Mini here as well. On this side, I have a nice drawer with a Wacom tablet, which I used to usually cut movie scenes and stuff. Movie scenes, guitar playthroughs. Magic mouse, and I have this TourBox as well. Gives you some extra buttons and stuff for Logic and Final Cut and other programs. Very nice. And we have our MX Logitech Mini. Very nice. And we have our Core here. Core micro key. Very nice, I think. Small. And it works. My biceps, they are huge, so be afraid. So here we have our Behringer PowerPlay Pro 8. It's a headphone splitter or headphone amplifier, which I use to actually split my signal from my Djent. So I use this out to my external speakers here, the extra speakers that I have, the PreSonus, which I will show you in a bit. So I use my sound card here to switch, and then I can use this one to switch between my PreSonus speakers and these speakers. Sounds like a phone. It's nice to have that to listen to. So I switch here, and then I have some extra phone outputs, headphone outputs. And also I have an extra listening cable, headphone cable to the vocal booth that I have. We have our Pro 1 here as well, the synthesizer. On this side, we have our PreSonus Faderport. When I mix, it's really nice to have a motorized fader, I think. It's what I mostly use this one for. And also the master fader volume, so you can change the volume with this knob and have some markers, and yeah, it's a nice one. And then we have the sound card here, Djent ID14, which is nice. I switch to the other speakers by pressing this button. Really nice. And then we have our guitar plugged in here, and I will show you the guitar pedals. It's the whammy in a white fashion, and I have the Horizon, the precision dry right there. Also a button which I can play and pause with, coupled with my Faderport. And I have a couple of other pedals, the one on the left, the chorus and super octave, and the ditto, which goes together with a Laney amp that I have. Everything except the guitar goes through this Yamaha mixer. So my vocals, which I have this mic for, is some mostly when I do my tutorials. It's a Röde G4 Plus, I think, microphone. And I go through here so I can do some EQ and compression before I go through sound card. So I save computer, CPU. And also have this mouse mat. Beautiful. Welcome to the other side. And here we have my drum kit. It's a TD50KV Roland kit. We have our two Yamaha speakers here, the HS8, and our little boys, the PreSonus 3.5 inch with Bluetooth as well, this particular one. We have some acoustic panels here, and also some lights, which I will go through as well. And also an acoustic guitar hiding. On the speaker stands, we have this, and under the speaker stands, we have a mat as well, which I will show you. But the speaker stands that we're speaking of are also from Thomann and also in the same color scheme. My idea with the rebuild was to have it brighter, and I wanted to be inspired. I don't want it to have a lot of clutter, and I have dragged the cables under the mat, and I've spent a lot of time on the cable drawings. I haven't painted, but I dragged them so that I will not see them. On this side, we also have some acoustic panels up here, which is on the other side. And as you can see here, we have these corner reflectors, absorbents. So my hope is to treat the bass some. And I also have a nice light in the corner here, which I can turn off with a remote. IKEA actually. 3 different light presets. And this is a Laney, which goes through my pedals, and then through this one, it's a cabinet in here, ISOBOX, with an SM57, and then through my pedals, and then into my computer to have some real guitar sounds if I need. It doesn't work that well for metal, but for other stuff it's nice. And I have some nice vegetables again, and I have some lights. These are some really nice lights, I think. It's from Amazon, and this is one of them as well, but a bit smaller. And you can change the color, warm, cold, or even if you want to have another color like me, I like purple for my guitar playthroughs. Rechargeable, very cheap, and you have this cold shoe mount as well. So looks like this. And this one over here is a little bigger, and you have like party modes, and you have some other stuff. Resemble a candle. And these are some old lights I've had, a softbox. I have 2 of them, one on the other side as well now. I do film my stuff through this Canon M6 MK2. And I also have the, which I sold before, the Sony CV1 as well. I will show you the carpet as well. This is my nice carpet, and you can see my guitar in the back as well. It covers the whole area almost. Very nice. You get that beige, you know, the lightness, the not so cluttered and not so dark. Very cozy space with this. And underneath here, you see some of my cable drawings here, and another amp as well. I try to hide all my cables here. And under here I've actually dragged a lot of cables, which you can't see, but it's, can I show you? I will destroy everything to show you. But under here, it's a lot of cables and some protection going on as well. So if you stomp on them, they won't get hurt. Behind this wall, I have dragged a lot of cables. And this mat actually allows you to, I will show you. Hello there. Hide cables. If you look closely here, I think we can find some cables that I've hidden here. And if you look closely here, you can see on the edge here, the cables are actually going here, which I've hidden. Very sick, bro. And if you really want to see what's going on here on the ugly side, I have, so I can hook up my MacBook here as well. I just change a USB from my other computer and plug it in here, and everything will work with the MacBook. So, and also the screen, I have an HDMI cable over here. And then this is the backside of the Behringer headphone amplifier. Let's check out my vocal booth. So here's my vocal booth. It's not that pretty. Yeah. So then I stand here and record vocals. I see Logic on the screen here, and I have headphones plugged in through the floor, on the floor, through the wall, and almost. Very nice. And it's kind of acoustic treated. These cloths helps. I have some other stuff like this camera stand, which I put my camera on and shoot the tutorial videos with and stuff. I also have this. I use this to further treat the acoustics in the room here. So let's do the clap test. In this room area, which you can't see at the moment, over here. You get that flatter echo, which is the Swedish term for the extra echoes, the extra claps coming. But on this side, it's gone, especially on this side here, on the mixing area. So something I did right this time, you know, with the acoustics, which feels very well. Back to Adam. Ow! And back to me. And last but not least, I use my Ollo Audio headphones for mixing and mastering. But why do I still use headphones now that I treated my room and I have different speakers for listening? Let's talk about it. And if you want to check out any of my gear, I will link them below for you. I have some different pair of headphones actually. I have this, which I use the most now, which I think are the most accurate. I have these Beyerdynamic DT700 Pro X. And I also have my old pair. It's a sock here actually, because it had some parts falling apart. And it's the Audio-Technica M50X, old pair of headphones. And I actually have used these quite a lot actually. It's a noise cancelling headphones from Bose 35. I'm so used to this sound because I listen to these when I'm not at the mixing station as well. So I often reference in these. For a pair of mixing headphones, you want a flat curve, a flat EQ curve. These are specifically done in that way. A lot of the pro mixing headphones are made that way. And these have a plug-in for your DAW that will make it even better in that direction. And every headphone is different. It's a code for each headphone that you have to put in the software, and it will recognize these exact headphones. These are also made for spatial audio, and they are open back. If you compare it to these, for example, these are closed backs. I spoke with the maker of these. I was actually thinking about the S4X, but then he said, no, these work great in stereo as well. I wanted to check out spatial audio as well, so these were a perfect pair for me, and they are so comfortable as well. But now that I've used them for a while, I think they are really nice, and I like the design, I like how they sound. You can turn them around like this. The cable, it's detachable as well, and they look very nice, I think. The design is so my studio now that I have a lot of wooden stuff. But why headphones? I would say that no matter how much you treat your room acoustically, if you're not made of catch, you will still have bass issues or some kind of issues that you have to deal with. You could use a program like Sonarworks, which I've used as well, and I still use. I haven't measured this room, I measured my old room. If you move your head, you know, if it's slightly different, it will affect the sound a bit. It's minimal differences, but still. It's always a great option to check in headphones because they sound the same in almost every scenario, and you can carry them with you and you can mix everywhere. It's also a perfect time to use headphones when you just rebuilt my studio. Because you're not used to how it sounds really, then you can always reference with a pair of headphones that you trust. And it's always great to have an extra pair of handy speakers ready to listen through. You can listen to headphones and then you choose the speakers and you go back and forth. And maybe you found something in the headphones that you didn't hear in the speakers. So it's great to have both, I think. And if you don't want to care about the room that much, I've cared about the room a little bit with the acoustic panel above my head and the walls. And if you don't want to do that, you can use headphones and mix very good, I think, if you have a good pair of headphones. One thing you get with speakers is that you get the right speaker in your left ear and vice versa. And in headphones, you hear the right ear, the right speaker is just the right ear. I guess you guys got a pair of headphones. It's a normal way to start, I think, to get a nice pair of headphones. Some might have a home studio with a not so treated environment. Then I think you should invest in a good pair of headphones. It can be very difficult because if I just lean my head backwards like this, I get a lot of bass issues actually, so I try to treat it, but it's still hard, you know. I have bass traps in every corner here, and still it's a big problem actually. So a nice pair of headphones will save the day. But let's take a look and let's do a quick unbox of these, and afterwards I want to talk just a little about why did I rebuild my studio. So without further ado, guys, let's get into the freaking unboxing. I have a camera here set up. I'm white, so let's just let's go, man. Let's see how they did this. You can't listen to music. And then it says something more as well. You can't listen to music in space. Save the planet. Listen, if it's there, you're right. If it's not there, you're also right. Whoa, dude! Premium stuff. Nice. We will leave them on the table here. Slow and steady, guys. It's always what you do in life. Or are you? A bag. I guess all the cables are in here. Or in here as well. Let's check it out, man. You know, they are calibrated. These headphones are unique. So they have a calibration certificate that you get, you know, a really flat curve. That's the thing with these headphones. So we have the cables here. They are red, left and right. This one says left. This one says right. Put it in and we hear a click. So let's try them on. I will remove my thing on my head and let's put them on. Whoa! So now that you have seen my new studio and you've seen the headphones I use at the moment and some gear, which you can find below, why did I rebuild my studio? I wanted a place to be inspired. My old setup, as you saw, was quite dark, cluttered. I wanted to be inspired. I wanted a light area and I wanted it to be less cluttered. And I also wanted some nice shots in my videos, both for my tutorials and my guitar playthroughs and other stuff. And I also wanted it to feel bigger. I wanted to take away some stuff. Also a fun project to do, to see if I could treat my room a little bit and place my gear so that I reached it better. And I wanted a nice angle on my drum set as well, and a lot of small stuff. So that's about it. Check out the Ollo Audio S5X. I will link them below. And if you want one-on-one mixing sessions, just contact me via email below or on Instagram or on Sound Better. I'm there as well. And we'll schedule a session. You can also check out my presets below and my affiliate links and gear. And also check out my other videos. I have some guitar tutorials and I have some drum tutorials. And I also probably will release a time lapse of this studio build. Thank you for 2,000 subscribers and thank you for listening to this video. Hope to see you in an upcoming video. Yes!